Okay, so when I was looking at this deck list, I don't know that I would classify it as mid-range versus control or not, so I'm just calling it blue-red Darcy. Darcy is short for Dragon's Rage Chandler. New format, all-star, introduced via Jumpstart Historic Rise. Just really good threat that provides you with card selection as well as Unholy Heat here. And Unholy Heat really works to solve some of the problems these blue-red mid-rangey controlling decks have, which is that they often have a hard time dealing with large creatures, and getting to main deck the Shock that scales up into a deal 6 for 1 mana, lets you deal with planeswalkers, lets you deal with large things like Lovestruck Beast and Rotting Register that you'd normally have a hard time with. Just really good solution to a problem this kind of archetype frequently has. This deck's also leveraging probably, honestly, I think there's a chance that like these are some of the best cards from Historic Horizons, and they're all here together, right? We've got Archmage's Charm, we've got Seasoned Pyromancer, then past Historic Horizons, we got some of the best draw spells in the format and Expressive Iteration, Brazen Borrowers, Tempo/Threat, Shark Typhoon, Powerful Answer/Cantrip, and some Chandras for some card advantage /deal 4s. One of the sweet things about Chandra is that typically speaking, her +1 that draws cards tends to be awkward with Archmage's Charm. And the fact that Archmage's Charm is a counter spell that you can hit off of Chandra and still cast it for value is sweet, because it does more than just counter spells. As far as the mana base is concerned, we've got 26 total lands, which means even with these 2 lands that don't make blue mana, we still have 24 blue sources, which is plenty for casting Archmage's Charm consistently on curve. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. Bob B, thanks for the follow. Come on, fam. There's 1,127 people in chat. I would wager 3 of you haven't tapped the follow button yet. Just do it for a minute so I can take a screenshot, and then you can undo it after. If you really don't want to stick around. Come on, just do me a solid. I just need a picture for Twitter. There we go. Y'all are great. Thanks for taking a second. Got a good clean picture there. Post it in the Discord so we can post it on Twitter later. Appreciate you. Look at that. Or like a dozen of them there. Got Dead, Stonehawk, Lance, Sad Sinatra, Chaos, Zeddy, Chipit, Ampharos, Simply, and Exiled. Good morning, good morning. All right, so we're hoping to draw a 3rd land real bad here. The good news is if we spike the 3rd land, we can play Seasoned Pyromancer to kind of work our way towards the 4th land. Why do we have green mana? Because there is no blue-red cycle land. So we're playing 4 of these, so we have a cycle land to play. Fells Huntmaster, thanks for the 5 months. I was a little sad we didn't get a reprint on Huntmaster of the Fells. Hopefully we get an Innistrad remastered somewhat soon and we get that one. Not only are we on 26 lands and missed our 3rd land drop there, but we also missed on 4 copies of Expressive Iteration, as well as Soul Guide Lantern, which is another potential cantrip. So we didn't just miss on 26 cards, we missed on over 30 cards to miss that land drop on 3. Which really is just peak Magic the Gathering. I would be very surprised if Shadows over Innistrad is not on the remaster list. The set is incredibly popular from both a limited and constructed perspective. My wife and I were loosely planning out our fall plans, and and she was like, well, are we having an open in October? And I was like, I don't know, because Wizards of the Coast refuses to communicate with the player base on whether or not we're going to have a remaster set in October. So it was really nice when we knew the standard set was coming up and I could plug the standard open at the last historic open, but will there be an open in between the one on the 19th and the next standard set? Who knows? Someone at Wizards probably knows, and it would be nice if they could tell us, but you know. They prefer to treat us like mushrooms rather than human beings. I think we're supposed to keep most of the Unholy Heats for killing Tefreeze. They don't have Kira, which implies they have Gearhulk. If they're on Gearhulk, should I leave some Soul Guide Lanterns in? Brazen Borrower is only okay. I've been told I'm a fun guy too. Hey, Feldman, thanks for the brand new Prime. There's a ton of people you could ship your Basil Bucks to every month. Thanks for sending them this way this month. So I don't think I want to cut all the Brazen Borrowers here, because while the bounce is not amazing, bouncing Shark Typhoon tokens on occasion is good, and having extra pressure for their Planeswalker is good. Their Planeswalkers is good. Like, they play like a Narset, and like down ticket, you could play Borrower, untap, and attack her. So I don't think this is a 4 Borrower matchup, but leaving a couple in is good. Yeah, this is fine. We'll bottom an island. The real question is, do I play this pathway on blue? I think the answer is no, because I need double red for these. Morning, probs. The odds Emrakul is instant ban and historic. 0? I want an untapped blue land, so I'm going to be greedy and bin this. Yeah, she's legal in Pioneer. Oh god, chat. Oh no. Hey, Hulk. Thanks for the half a year. Welcome back. Oh man. This card is so good. It's so good, chat. Well, Midnight Hunt is going to come with a patch, so we'll get a patch on Thursday. It's supposed to be a no downtime patch though. Patches typically go live at 8 a.m. PST. 10 a.m. Cornfield, 11 a.m. Eastern. I think we just pass here with the disputes, because next turn's a potential Teferi turn. I don't want to tap out for a Chandra, get her countered, and then have them play a Planeswalker on me. So we can expect 2 hours of downtime. No, I mean, so like, people gave Wizards a lot of shit about the downtime that they announced, and like, their announced downtime went over, but like, if you look at Wizards' track record with Arena, the amount of downtime that we have with rolling out typical set patches has consistently been 0. So don't be like a typical Redditor and act like they don't usually do well. Because like there's plenty of legitimate things you can criticize regarding Arena and Wizards of the Coast. So like pick a legitimate thing to criticize. Don't make stuff up. Okay, but like, what if instead I spent 1 mana to counter your 6-drop? You have another charm here? I just have like a lightning helix. Well, I mean, they don't usually confirm bug fixes in advance. They're not particularly, like, again, if you want to criticize something legitimate, they're not good at communicating with the player base. So they usually don't communicate bug fixes before they happen. The patch notes go up after the patch is live. And then we find out what was fixed or what was not fixed. My body is ready to get Dovin's vetoed and have my Mystic Dispute not matter here. Hopefully they just memory lapse us so we can counter them. We'll let them surveil before I dispute them. We want them to make their decision about the top card of their deck before they know if my Chandra is resolving.
What? My hair is on fire? I know. Feel the burn.
Feel the burn, baby. Stop it. How many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man?
This'll be easy.
This means, should they have a third Gear Hulk, it's not doing anything meaningful. Besides being a 5/6, that's true. She's dead, even if I clear the delirium there. There's no reason to do that. Fat Butters, thanks for the 21 months. Welcome back. And they're through 2 Gear Hulks already, so I think I'm just going to cantrip this.
When people start screaming, yup, you're going down.
No Shark Typhoon, cast Divination. Divination with the 2/2 that flashes back out of the graveyard later. Pretty good. Okay, they have a Gear Hulk. They're back in the game. A lot of these decks are only playing 3 Hulks, and they're through 2 of them already, so should be a low probability that they have one. Got me.
Oh, this is gonna hurt.
I could, like, hit them for 7, though, chat. I don't have any... Sorry, I'm not gonna give you the content play. Sorry, not sorry. The correct play is attacking them. The content play was to cast it. The correct play is to attack them for 7. Target dummy for the gods. Thank you for the 19 months. Welcome back. No, yeah, definitely just want to fire up the slap plan there and give him a little pop. How often they play Mystic's Mastery? A lot of them play like 2 copies of Mastery, almost positive. But next turn, we might have gotten a free 3/2 mood. All right, I mean, all things considered, that was probably the best draw on their deck, right?
Is that all you got? Oh, today's my lucky day.
All right, this forces a jump block on the Gear Hulk. So we're still in a good spot, despite probably the best draw in their deck. Yeah, I mean, it closes real quick when these games go long. All right, game 3 on the draw. I think I'm happy with how we're boarded. Yeah, let's run it. Run it back. Run it back now, y'all. Time to get memory lapse and miss our 3rd land drop. Yikes. Yikes. We are on 26 lands, so hopefully we can just have like 3 or 4 lands to start and it'll be great. It's Test of Talents just for the Trickery matchup. Yeah, probably, I imagine. Morning, Dauber. Oh, yeah, it's good against Creativity, too. It's a good shout. Despite all her rage, she is still just a 3/3 in a cage. Pretty sure we're just attacking for 1 here and then playing a tap land and passing. They showed us Anger last game, and I don't really want to run out a second Darcy into an Anger. Hopefully they go like land Mizzix Mastery here and we get to dispute the Opus. Would be lovely for us. And I think with that cycle, my next turn is probably like Soul Guide Lantern, tap land, pass. Definitely the Ketria Triome again. It's definitely a land at this point. Probably want to hit like my first 6 or 7 land drops in this matchup, so not cycling anytime soon. I think I'm in the market for another Chandler. You know, I'm gonna take this opportunity to get my Surveil on here and counter a 2-for-1, I think. And then I think next turn we just go like tap land, hold up charm. They don't give us something to counterspell. We'll draw 2. And then we can iteration the following turn, which will leave us 3 mana up after iteration. So we could like cast another charm, for example. You gonna like try and destroy my Soul Guide Lantern? I'm gonna Helix the Dragon Rage Chandler. Okay, so with that play, I'm going to play Darcy and then shock this in. I'm not a big fan of deck building roguelites. And when I do play them, I greatly prefer them to have some kind of RPG element or story mode to them. So like we played a bunch of Griftlands on stream at one point, and there were a couple others that we played that were relatively decent, that had stories baked into them. But the deck building card games in general are a lot like playing draft in that the actual gameplay tends to be fairly mechanically simple, and the skill is in which cards you're picking, which tends to make it a lot less interesting to me. You know, I think I actually keep this Unholy Heat because they could have a Gear Hulk here. They shocked this in, so it gives them 6 mana. They could also just be activating Castle here, but on the off chance they're about to 5/6 us, I want this to kill it. Sure. Hey, thanks for the 14 months, Fader. Let's do this and pass. They're at 2 card types in here only. Shark Typhoon, in addition to just being a good card, so they're a great enabler for Delirium as well. Gives us that enchantment card type in the bin. I'm gonna go ahead and just cycle this here, because if they want to tap out for a Teferi, I'll be able to Unholy Heat it. I think I want to take the opportunity to try and eat this this Darcy with the Shark Typhoon token. We did 3 Smith. We rolled a little bit past even. So, like, all things considered, this turn works out pretty well for us, huh? So my Shark token eats this. My Unholy Heat kills this. We have similar number of cards in hand. Yeah, and this is perfect now, right? So I get to go Chandra into plus for mana, play Iteration and Heat.
You want to go tough? Oh, this is gonna hurt.
Library Exile. Well, the second Triome, we drew so many lands, the second Triome is actually going to be a spell. We're glad we held on to that. They do have 3 cards in hand here. None of them are good, apparently. That felt really satisfying. Our deck felt super reasonable there, huh? Mystic Dispute is quite the beating for Torrential Gear Hulk. Now, the real question in my mind is, after playing against Jeskai there and feeling okay against Jeskai, is hopefully we can run into a creature matchup. Because the tough part of this format has felt like, it feels like you can either be good against creatures or good against Jeskai, and it's hard to do both. So I'm curious to see if this feels reasonable into creature decks in the format. Excellent mana here. Tapped on 1, untapped on 2, untapped on 3. Man, new standard looks sweet, but there are so many playable mythics in Innistrad, it's gonna be pretty heckin' expensive. If I go hand, library, exile, play this, play this. Cheers to a new standard. Thanks for the bits. That's super generous of you, Sadness. Is there a particular archetype you'd like to see played and built in upcoming standard, Sadness? Because if so, I'd love to try it out for you. Let me know. Think we just iteration to start here. Man, that's perfect. So hand, bottom, exile. Black-white angels are great at humans. Those both sound great, actually. Black-white angels was super good in... That gives us liftoff, right? Not quite. There we go. There we go. Black-white angel is super good in standard 22. It's getting some Innistrad upgrades. Let's see, a fiery temper kill my Chandler here. Yep. No, we're just blue-red, Summit 1. Although, if you wanted to punk people with this deck, you probably, actually thinking about it, you technically gain equity with this deck on the ladder by playing Jeskai Triomes, because you'll make people play around Lightning Helix on occasion, even though you don't have it. Yeah, this deck should probably be playing... Yeah, this is just a land for enabling Delirium, and just like, because we need a Cycleon, there's not a straight blue-red cycle land for 2. What am I doing this turn? I'm just like land passing. I might just do this, honestly. The 2 damage worth bidding the graveyard hit. I mean, their deck's not super graveyard based. This seems like an ideal deck for a Delver. You could maybe build a Delver core around something like this. If in order to play Delver, you wouldn't be able to play, you'd have to give up like the Chandras, because remember, Delver is explicitly only instants and sorceries. Yeah, and like these aren't hits either. Yeah, it's actually only 14, so that's probably not true that it's a good Delver deck. I think we're just drawing 2 here. Definitely feels like we're super far behind at this point. Morning, Jonathan. It's madness, chat. Madness. A number of people have posted decent results with the mono red madness deck. And I think from a game theory perspective, the mono red madness deck basically does everything you want to be doing in this format. It's proactive and linear with just a scotch of interaction that doubles his reach. Like we don't have anger or anything in our deck, right? So we're just dead here. This is the question, right? Like I said, you know, we have some magma sprays here and like a lava coil and a couple angers in the sideboard. But is that enough to allow us to get ahead here in a matchup like this is the question. Thanks for the 13 months, Jonathan. Thanks for the 26, Sly. Good morning, good morning. Aether Gust is probably good against the mono red deck. We just give up on Chandra because she's kind of slow and gets attacked. He's just like deal 4 to something, gain 1 to 2 life in most instances. That's kind of bad for 4 mana. Charm probably isn't great. Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna cut a Charm, and then because I cut Chandras and a Charm, I'm gonna trim this mountain, actually. I think we can go down to 25 lands if I'm lowering my curve. We played Teamer Flash with Wolf and Hulk. Yeah, that's one of the many decks you could find up on my website. We played that somewhat recently in the last month. It was either just before Historic Horizons or just after, I forget. There's a pretty recent video up there. Nixie, thanks for the 16 months. Good morning, good morning. Do we just murder their Chandler here? What I'm most excited about in New Standard, hopefully getting to play a mid-range decks. I'm hoping that Standard can be, traditionally speaking, Standard is the format that's kind to allowing mid-range to be competitive. I hope that, hoping that is the case with Innistrad. For people asking about specific card choices in this deck, I don't have strong opinions or feelings on any of them. This is card for card a net deck from the SCG tournaments this past weekend. Maybe we'll have some thoughts and feelings after we finish playing today. As of right now, we are simply just playing some games. I only cut lands in anger during sideboarding. At least you're honest with yourself. I am in fact confirmed net decking filth. Alright, so if I bin this land, Darcy takes off here, which is great. Well, that's kind of sad. So the number one thing in games of Magic that's typically an indicator of if mid-range is going to be viable or not is blocking needs to be meaningful interaction against the creature decks. And the reason why that kind of is the deciding factor on if mid-range is good is because if blocking is viable interaction against creature decks, it means that your mid-range deck can play creatures that block against aggro while also having those creatures provide pressure against control, so you don't end up with that wrong half problem as frequently where you like have Fatal Push in your hand against Jeskai control, for example. And honestly, while you know, Historic Horizons, and that you can kind of see that in current Historic too, why mid-range isn't great, is while a bunch of tribal decks became popular, I'm cycling this to get a 2-2 here, while a bunch of tribal decks became popular with Historic Horizons, most of those tribal decks, blocking isn't very good against them, right? Like, think about, like, Merfolk specifically, for example. Merfolk is definitely a deck where you're like, I need removal spells because I need to kill their lords. Alright, so I think I'm going to put Iteration in my hand so my draw 2 can draw 2. And then we'll put Abrade into exile. It could be right to just take the Shark Typhoon too, because it's still technically a 2-for-1. Thanks for the follow, Dicebox. So I assume my shark is dead here.
You and I are gonna take him out.
If they plus her for some reason, Unholy Heat kills her from 5, which is great. In my heart of hearts, it's always a resolve Shark Typhoon kind of game. Ain't that the truth, Twitch chat? Ain't that the truth? One mana murder. Don't mind if it does.
Today's my lucky day.
Huh. Okay, this actually works out perfectly. I was gonna say I technically can't hold up Archmage's Charm here, but now we can. Unholy Heat, along with Dragon Rage Chandler, were direct to modern cards from Modern Horizons. So these were not standard legal cards, no. I think I'm just going to untap here before I Magma Spray, because I want to be able to Archmage Charm their Unholy Heat if they have it. Feels like they do. Hey, Jeff, I've been enjoying the Pokemon Unite content on YouTube. I'd be happy to keep watching it. Awesome. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. Well, I meant to Magma Spray this before I drew to get the Surveil in, but, you know, here we are. Yeah, I'm looking forward to their release on mobile. I think the game's player base will blow up a little bit when they release on mobile. And they're also adding 2 more characters when they release on mobile next week, so that'll be fun too. Is that confirmed? Yeah, we're getting Sylveon and we're getting Mamoswine. Sylveon's an attacker and Mamoswine's an all-rounder. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Mamoswine. I love the melee characters. No, yeah, we're confirmed getting Mamoswine and Sylveon with the mobile release next week. How much have I spent on Pokemon Unite at this point? I don't remember. Hold on, let me check. I have an expenses spreadsheet. I am into Pokemon Unite for $240. $240. How much have I spent on Magic Arena? I can also tell you that number. For the calendar year of 2021, I have spent $1,949.79. What have I spent the 240 on? About 100 of it was maxing 3 items. And then I still haven't spent most of the other 100. I just have gems chilling, so that way I have gems chilling so I can buy more characters as they come in. Chat, I am a large sea creature in every game that I play. I don't spend time to grind out in free-to-play games anywhere. And to the person who asked if that includes Christy spending, it does not. That's just specifically my account. Christy spent about half of that, but she also hasn't used most of it. Christy, I'm the type of person that I know I'm going to eventually spend that much money on the free-to-play game if I'm enjoying it. and these games all give you a bigger discount if you buy the largest currency amount. So whenever I put money into Unite or Pokemon Go or Arena, I always spend $100 at a time, because I'll eventually spend that $100, and it's fine if the gems or whatever just sit on my account for a little while. It is how they get you. It's one of the many predatory aspects of games like Unite and Arena and how they monetize. All right, let's see if we can win a game on the draw here, huh? Mulligan to Anger Game 3, maybe? Having Anger or not will definitely be a deciding factor in if I keep a mediocre 7 or mediocre 6. As a millennial, I lack self-control to not leave gems in my cup and buy avocados. Is it better, EV, to buy $100 worth of gems or 2 pre-release $50 bundles? So if you enjoy playing limited, you're better off buying both of the $50 bundles. I only buy the 50 pack bundle because I don't play limited, so like the draft tokens and the other pack just rot on my account. I think Historic would be a better and more fun format if Memory Lapse wasn't legal. That hasn't changed. Just gonna kill this before they get to Surveil. The creature decks have become more popular, which has made the format definitely much better, so there's a little bit less memory lapsing going on average. Is also the case. I'm gonna chill on this Shark Typhoon for now. Jeskai was over 20% of the decks people played at the most recent SCG event. That's a pretty significant amount of the decks. Dazed Mac, thanks for the follow. Good morning. Nah, I think that was about as expected. Make a 1-1 here, try and trade. Yeah, we have one copy of Aether Gust. Yes, Beaumont Courier says put the cards exiled with it into its owner's hands. So if we steal this and sack it, they get their cards back. Hand, library, exile. So I'm going to Unholy Heat the Beaumont Courier during their draw step. So this way they have 2 cards in hand they have to discard if they want to sacrifice it. Which obviously it could be a Madness card in there, but it's what it is. Oh, land's just the best possible there, huh? I do this and just hope to draw an untapped land here. I already have 8 cards in their bin here. Man, the top of their deck is hot. That's brutal. I don't know that we recover from this. I guess I can draw 2, and we could theoretically spike land anger. Okay, that's not terrible. So now I can hit this with heat, and then Soul Guide Lantern, get rid of it. Yes, the mono red deck that Jim Davis helped popularize has been very popular on the ladder. If you haven't played in the last couple of days, it's been a good chunk of the matches. The archetype does basically everything you want to be doing in Historic. Relatively linear and proactive, has a touch of interaction for when interacting is good. Yeah, I think this deck's pretty healthy for the format. It's a deck, generally speaking, my bar for is a deck healthy and good for the format is, does it care about creature combat? And their deck definitely cares about creature combat. Thanks for the 33 months, pizza. I think I'm just... Maybe I should have traded for the Den of the Bugbear because Anger isn't out here. That's probably the case. This is a pseudo answer to Mana Gorger. The other reason I didn't trade with the Den in the moment was because my opponent has 2 Dens here, so like trading for the Den didn't really change their number of threats because they like just have another threat here, right? Yeah, it looks like we're just dead here. This matchup definitely felt pretty hard. I think I'm gonna get rid of the stupid Test of Talents out of the sideboard and put in another card for the creature matchup. Third Anger would make this matchup swing a lot better for us. Based on how the Jeskai matchup played out, I'd wager our creature matchups are the ones that are going to be a struggle. So hedging those with another Anger sounds nice. Seems very good. Bottom the Abrade here. Can go Darcy into double 1-mana spell if they're a creature deck. One thing that's a touch awkward with the sequence here is Soul Guide Lantern does have to exile something, so pretty far away from Delirium still. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm supposed to wait till post-combat. Because of this, I could have exiled the Soul Guide Lantern. Ended up not mattering because I have another land I can bin here, but... Hey, would I have kept the Sulfur Falls? Probably not. They Merfolk without green mana? Could be mono blue. Oh, looks like fish. Alright, blocking's gonna be off the table here momentarily. I'm gonna exile their graveyard to push 3 points of damage this turn. It's a little aggressive, but I think it's the right thing to do considering we're not gonna be able to block. Happy to attempt to block while we can. Guess I should have double blocked. And I think we're just dead, right? Yep, so the game theory of you could beat control or you could beat creatures, but you can't really do both, definitely looking like it's in play here. We've got a bunch of sideboard cards here that are potentially good, though. Pretty clean in and out. Cut, what, 11, 13 cards here and bring in 13 pieces of spot removal. Cross our fingers and hope for the best. I always for bringing in Mystic Dispute here, too, because they're a blue creature deck. We did not. We got pretty thoroughly run over, puppy. Can we get a command mentioning that midweek Magic appears to be broken because Magic Arena is Magic Arena? Yeah, this looks good. Bottom dispute. Relic of Progenitus. Let's get rid of that, actually. I'm happy with the third land. How good do you think Relic is against my deck, friend? We kept a one-lander Relic on the draw. Well, the scary part is they have 7 spells in hand, so if they hit their land and we keep flooding, we could be in trouble. Our Darcy isn't currently a particularly fast clock. Cycling land helps us get a card type in the bin for our Delirious creature as well, which is nice. No 2-drops. They have Merfolk Trickster. Nothing. So confused. Two card types currently. They must have drawn the 1-drop that turn, right? Okay. I think with this and stealing this, we should solidly be in the realm of they don't have enough time to recover from their stumble. I'm gonna try and win a game on the draw. Oh, I did that wrong. I meant to put this so we could cycle this. We're gonna start deck building in probably about half an hour. One or two more with this one. To the skies! Alright. So as always, being on the draw is the easy game against the aggro deck, but that was exceptionally easy because they kept, or being on the play is the easy game. That was extra easy because they kept a one-lander. So now we have to try and keep up on the draw, which is going to be a challenge. Okie doke. This is the part where they play their 3/4 indestructible on 3. Hopefully they just play a second lord. Alright, pierce me, daddy, so I can concede. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Take a chance on me. Do-do-do-do-do. Be-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Just gonna kill this now before they can play another lord out. Think I'm supposed to take the beatdown roll at this point. Yeah, that's great. I think I'm in for all the Doom Blades at this point, right? Maybe I'm supposed to leave back some tokens to block this. But I guess I could throw away Darcy to have liftoff on this. Alright. Yeah, having Anger of the Gods is real good against the creature deck shit. I think having 3 of those in the sideboard seems very good. To people asking which song I was just parodying with my little bit, I'm gonna be honest, I have so many of those little musical quips at this point that I do them unconsciously, and I don't remember now at this point. Was it an ABBA one? ABBA sounds correct. I did listen to an incredibly large amount of ABBA growing up. There was a YouTube playlist at one point, but I got rid of it because it wasn't particularly useful because it was just like over 100 songs. But it didn't really help you narrow it down yet. Is there a set review link? I don't know, there's not a command, but if you just like go to my YouTube channel, it's there. Yeah, Ubuntu's great. What you doing, opponent? What you doing, opponent? So, hand, bottom, exile, cast the Soul Guide Lantern. I was unable to get Untapped to work last I tried it last week. Yeah, Untapped not working, and my capture card not working meant that I ended up staying with Windows 10. That's great, Hulk. Are we playing a mirror? I guess they could still be Jeskai, but the pathway kind of implies. I guess it's not a full mirror because they're on memory lapse. Wonder how difficult it would be for the Untapped people to export a Linux executable because they support OS X. Usually supporting Linux once you support OS X is not too far off, especially if you're not doing anything 3D based. You just not play Memory Lapse out of principle? No, I'm not playing Memory Lapse because the deck I net decked wasn't playing Memory Lapse. Chat, I copy and pasted a deck list off the internet. And we're now like 2 cards different or 1 card different. Like some kind of filthy degenerate, yeah. And library exile. Filthy net decker. No, I showered this morning. I'm a clean net decker. No, yeah, Chad. I bought the NFT off of Star City. All right, so confirm Jeskai on the other side of the board. Does Tybalt's Trickery add value to Magic the Gathering? Yeah, there are a ton of people who love playing decks like Tybalt's Trickery. I'm not even being facetious. Like, people legitimately love playing that style of deck. The Shack! Thanks for the 2 months. I appreciate you re-upping. Welcome back. So I think I just want double Archmage's Charm up here, right? Or I could, like, Charm plus Brazen Borrower sounds good. Those, like, land go here. Slaga! Thank you for the entire year support. Welcome back. Well, welcome back. As I've often said, people don't quit Magic, they just take breaks. Hope your breakaway was good. It's a good time to come back. Standard's rotating in 2 days, and Innistrad's, we're going back to Innistrad. It's always a fun one. Yeah, I don't really care about that. So, does Relic in their main deck imply they're not on Gearhulk, even though they're not on Kira as well? Is that what that implies? Like Relic over Lantern? Or they could just be playing Relic alongside Gearhulk because, you know, average Magic Arena ladder. Well, I would caution you on Arena 2 that if you do go in, make sure you give yourself reasonable budgets and stick to it. Arena is definitely capable of gobbling money just like paper. Speaking as someone who spends about $2,500 a year on it. Yeah, never spend money on Arena on mobile. There's an upcharge for it. Yeah, but I'm not done spending for the year, Bedorf, so I wager I'll spend another $300 to $500 before the year is over. We just passed here. I don't want to trade these. I drew this other Brazen Borrower, so I can use that to send the Shark token back to their hand at end of turn, but I still get to hold up double Archmage's Charm here. We are playing this as just a 5/6. I think I want to counter a 5/6. It's unfortunate that I don't have Unholy Heat, although I guess even if I did, they have Relic. Yeah, not only are we getting another standard legal set in November, but I would wager that my guesstimation would be that we'll see another direct to historic set happen before the end of the year.
What must be done. Let's skip to the good part.
We have not played any Delirium Dorks yet, no. Jeskai could use a little pick-me-up like Cryptic Command. Stop it. Get some help. Well, in a world where they don't have 2-mana interaction, we get to kill Teferi here. Mr. Maple Syrup, thank you for the 36 months. Welcome back.
You want to play with fire, huh?
Alright, they haven't played any copies of Lightning Helix yet, so I'm assuming this Den of the Bugbear is about to eat it. You still get to ship this into here.
Want me to phase you out of time? We need to move quickly.
We need a Snapcaster Mage reprint. It's a real shame we don't have another creature land heading in our mana base here. So we need Celestial Colonnade. Please, please, God, no. Please, please don't. It could have actually been right to plus her for mana next turn so she didn't die to a deal 2 or deal 3 here. If I would have plussed her for mana, I could have used Brazen Borrower to bounce the Shark token and then still activated Den of the Bugbear. There's a small chance they don't have a removal spell here and then Brazen Borrower gets to kill Teferi, but they just bend Anger, so I assume this Brazen Borrower is dead and their Teferi's going to survive. They should add Ponder to the format. Oh, Magic players. Well, I think we're dead.
Hold that thought.
Now, you want to talk about sweet cards. You know what this format could use? People want to talk about some high variance Octane Magic the Gathering cards. Can we get some Bonfire of the Damned in Historic? Here's now there's an iconic Magic the Gathering card. I would love Vendilion Click. That card's great. We did roll past 69,000 followers today. So I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana here.
No time for a break.
Yes, we'll slowly work our way towards 69, 420 next. I'm about to get Archmage's Charmed. Remember when Chandra could kill Planeswalkers, chat? Remember when Chandra could kill Planeswalkers? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Alright, if there is a Brazen Borrower underneath Chandra, we can still win this game. Because we can bounce the token and then kill the Teferi. And then be in an okay spot, but likely conceding here after we brick. Yeah. Alright, control matchup. Abrade's out. Couple of Borrowers out. Mystic Disputes in. Probably Fry in. Ooh.
I just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Would you like to try my snack?
You got a snack? Oh, I like chocolate. Oh, chat. Can you hear Christy okay? Is the RTX voice no longer extremely sexist? As it had an update. Talk for chat, honey.
Hi, chat.
She's not gonna be as loud as me because I'm in front of the microphone and she's just not as loud as me.
Hello, chat.
Look at that. Look at that.
That was my deep manly voice. Did it pick it up?
I think I'm not sure one of these. I want to leave some of these in because they kill Teferi and they kill Gearhulk.
A snack.
What do you mean they changed Chandra's text? I was assured that would be the death of magic. So Chandra's text box is technically the same as when it was printed, but they changed the rules of magic, so the card functions differently than when it was printed.
Yes. What about chewing ASMR? Does the microphone pick up the chewing?
I believe it doesn't with RTX.
I tried. Can you hear it in your headphones?
Well, I can hear it in my headphones, but the RTX isn't in my headphones. Wowza. All right, no more chewing by the microphone, love.
Chat loves my antics. It's fine.
All right, Spirebluff Canal actually on time. That was tier 3 content right there. What's going on, Big Biggins? Thanks for the 19 months. Welcome back. Mr. Maple Syrup, thanks for the 3 years. I think I'm gonna miss that one almost. Do I want to fight over my Chandler? I don't think so. I think we just let Darcy die. I think I want to save these to fight over their threats, Gear Hulks and Tefreeze. No, I'm good, love. Thank you. I think we just let this happen because I have land drops. I guess I technically could have played an untapped land there. Search for Azcanta as a piece of card advantage here for them that's sustained, so I think I want to try and get rid of this. The opponent playing the classic Relic of Progenitus Search for Azcanta deck over there. What the plan is for Halloween? I don't really usually do anything special for Halloween. They were running Rest in Peace with Gear Hulk together. Godzilla could come back for Halloween. That implies that Godzilla is a costume and not an individual being of his own who sometimes graces the stream with his presence. You just like blow our load here. Just like bounce your thing, play this, draw 2, just be pretty wide with cards in hand. Was Godzilla on this stream at some point? I have tapped Godzilla to stream for me on occasion. If you look back on YouTube, I believed he played a dinosaur deck. Should we have surveilled? No, I want them to potentially counter this rather than Darcy. This is bait, chat. Yeah, and honestly, so the Jeskai decks got stuffed by creature decks a little bit over the weekend, and one of the things that'll be interesting to see if it snaps back around is a lot of those Jeskai decks and becoming more inbred in order to beat each other up in the mirror match. So, like, as the format moves back more towards, you know, creature decks, Jeskai has a good chance to pop back up into popularity because it can readjust itself to be better against the creature decks. I think I'm happy with how we boarded here. Four Mystic Dispute is just so good in this matchup. Just get him gone. All right, this will be our last game with Blue-Red. If you've missed the rest of the segment, it'll all be up on YouTube. We've been going for almost 90 minutes. We're going to dive on into building some standard decks with Innistrad cards after this. For my regulars, by the way, we are going to be off of doing Magic tomorrow. I was originally planning to take the whole day off, but I think because I ended early yesterday, I'm going to pop on and we're going to finish Batman tomorrow because I don't think we'll finish Batman this afternoon. We'll only have 2 or 3 hours of Batman today. So Thursday and Friday will be all Magic the Gathering, largely standard. I might sneak one new historic deck in each of those days. Like maybe we'll do Zombies one day and Delver the next, but the Open on Sunday is standard, so I want to give standard the primary focus before that so we can showcase lots of different ideas that people could be playing on Sunday. Yeah, you can always find the stream queue up on the website. There are not enough wolves to do Werewolf Tribal. But yeah, hopefully they fix Brawl. If they fix Brawl, we'll dip back into doing Brawl again next week. For sure. But I would love it if Brawl got fixed. I was really sad that they broke it. You do tomorrow morning while you're sewing. Well, I'll probably be playing Batman tomorrow morning. If you want to hang out for that. What went wrong with Brawl? So Brawl, for people who aren't familiar, was only a playable format because it had deck strength matchmaking, which meant if you were playing a weaker commander, it tried to pair you into other weaker commanders, and they just broke that. It just doesn't work currently since the server patch 2.5 weeks ago. So you can, if you play the sweet weaker commanders, you get queued into Endless Golos and Omnath and Winota and stuff. Hey, Daybreaker, thanks for the brand new sub. Welcome to the channel, I appreciate the support. So this turn, I don't mind tapping out for Expressive Iteration there because they're not at Teferi mana yet. You basically just don't want to be tapping out when they could be jamming Teferi the following turn. We'll shock this in now because our life total doesn't really matter, and we can cycle Shark Typhoon if they don't play into Archmage's Charm. So, I am actually very opposed to Wizards banning anything in Brawl. In my opinion, the deck strength matchmaking should be what they use to allow people to play whatever they want in Brawl. When that is working properly, it is a very good player experience, and you don't need to ban things that are too good, because you can just group the things that are stronger together. So I would actually greatly prefer that they just let people play things that they like, and instead make the deck strength matchmaking work appropriately again. Sure. I'm going to attempt to eat their shark here because I have Fry should they resolve Teferi this turn. I do not host. I host opens the weekend the set releases because hosting events the weekend the set releases is better for viewer counts. To be blunt, I don't care if we have 32 players or 256 players. I just care about putting on a show that people want to watch. And you're right that we would definitely have more people that wanted to play in the opens if I held them, if I waited longer to have them. But that's not my goal in hosting the opens. I don't make more money or have, in fact, I make less money and have less successful content if I wait. All I care about is average viewer count, and people are more excited to watch things when it's brand new. $0 of the entry fees that you pay on Melee for the tournament go into my pocket. $1 of the $5 goes to Melee for hosting the platform that the tournament runs on, and the other $4 go to Cool Stuff Inc. to put into the prize pool. So you have Chandra there and then Fry. No, I want to hold up Archmage's Charm and Dispute so they can't play another Teferi next turn. I make some small amount from people that like subscribe to the channel that wouldn't be subscribed to play in the tournament, but most of that goes back into paying staff too, right? Like I pay someone to do backup feature matches for the day, and like when we have a non-Cool Stuffing person, like when Amy came on, I had to pay her for the day too. Thanks for the 19 months, Markov. Welcome back. I appreciate it. So I'm just going to let this happen. We'll take 3 inside of combat. If they don't do anything, we'll end step Archmage's Charm their token. Yeah, I don't quite know why Authority of the Councils is in their deck post board against us. Thanks for the follow, Seko. And Fat Dog, a couple minutes ago. Welcome to the channel. It's a deadline for entry. You can join up until 20 minutes before the tournament Sunday morning. Tournament starts at 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Eastern. If you steal it while it's attacking, it's no longer attacking. I don't quite have enough mana to Archmage Charm and Dispute here, so I'm going to wait to jam Chandra. Sorry, I don't have enough to Chandra Archmage Dispute, so I'm just going to play this. I'm going to wait till we have an 8th land, or until we've used one of these to put Chandra into play. Also, speaking of minnows to promote other content creators doing good things, if you're interested in playing a standard tournament the weekend after, Crokies, I believe, is running a free-to-enter standard tournament on the 26th. He is unfortunately not using MTG Melee. He's using some other platform that's worse, but it is still a tournament you could play in the week after. So there's also other tournaments being run on MTG Melee as a platform you could check out. So plenty of good stuff going on past just the stuff that I run. I think this is getting ready to draw dead, so I'm going to bin this at this point. We are having a custody battle over the shark. Thanks, Valari. We try. Again, I waited till end of turn to do this, so that way I could hold up Archmage's Charm if we needed it there. Alright, both players are mostly out of resources here at this point. They've got 2 cards to our 3 cards, and all our cards are decent. We've got a creature land and they don't. Having a cancel in hand is better than 2 random cards. It's close though. Boneless Wing, thank you for the 41 months. Welcome back. Scott, thanks for the follow. All right, chat. Darcy is going the distance. She's going ball speed. It's a touch unfortunate I don't have a 7th blue source because I can't double Charm Dispute in the same turn. So honestly, we're at the point where like lands are even decent draws here, which is nice. You love to see it. What's going on, Fug Boy? Good morning. If you're new to the channel, thanks for dropping in today. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. Magic the Gathering is the bulk of the content I stream, about half of it. We do a lot of constructed historic brawl when that's working. Looking forward to standard rotating. Usually we play a lot of different decks here every single day. Usually 2 to 3 different ones. Everything we stream that ends up feeling reasonable and possibly competitive ends up on my YouTube channel. This is our 2nd deck this morning. Usually I go live about 8 a.m. Central. Now that I have 2 of these, I'm going to use one of these to draw some cards here, or at least attempt to. Sweet. I love it. I love it when my draw 2 draws a draw 2. Yo, dog. Okay, so hand, bottom, exile. A lot of great card advantage in this deck. This deck felt pretty reasonable. I've liked this set a lot. I think this deck is the most fun I've had playing since Jumpstart Historic Horizons released for Historic. This is the most fun non-linear deck that I've played. Yeah, we get to see a lot of cards. We're playing some decent threats, so we're not like as threat light as things like Jeskai are. I don't know that I'd call this necessarily a mid-range deck. I think it's still a little bit more on the controlling aspect, but it's mostly semantics. This might be one we have to throw up on the website. Oh no! Am I supposed to fight over this? God, I think I want to fight over this. It like just makes Darcy so slow. It also makes my Unholy Heats no longer kill their Gearhulks. It is very weird that their Gearhulk deck is running Relic and not Lantern. I agree. Now, the awkward part about this charm is that with their treasure, they could Teferi through my dispute here, but they can't Gearhulk through my dispute, though. They could have a 2-mana counter here. I am planning to build zombies today. Yeah, we're gonna build zombies and we're gonna build Historic Delver as well. I have not played straight mono Red Madness, no. We played some Hollowed One variations. Ah, yes, the classic Rest in Peace Gearhulk deck from the opponent. As you will, I guess. Okay, so we just do this, right? They have no cards in hand. They have no cards in hand, no utility lands. Good night. Man, all the Storm Giants did some heavy lifting this set. It was really both the creature lands were great. They both felt super duper reasonable. Yeah, I mean, like, not even just the ward, but, like, the 7 power on the creature land, too, right? Like, as far as, like, mana in to damage out, spending 7 mana to deal 7 damage was great. Free Disputes felt good. Honestly, this main deck felt pretty fantastic. I don't know that I would change anything in here. I don't know how I feel about Lava Coil. I guess it's kind of nice to have... another thing past Unholy Heat to kill larger things, but honestly, with all of our card selection and, like, counterspells and stuff, this is probably, and, like, Chandra kills bigger things, this is probably unnecessary. I think I'd rather have another efficient spell, so I think I'd probably, this kind of takes bigger things as well, so I think I'd probably just swap that to a Magma Spray. But overall, the core of what this deck was doing felt quite fantastic and reasonable, and if you like this, if you like the look of this deck, I think this is definitely one I'd recommend. One note of caution is because someone brought this up during the set, is that Delver is not a card this deck wants, chat. There are 4, 8, 10, 14 cards that flip Delver in this deck. For the Zoomers in the audience that have not played with Delver of Secrets before, the number of flips you want to flip your Delver, like, the floor is like 20. Ideally, you want like 26 to 28 to flip that thing consistently, but, like, remember, even at 20, your Delver is only 1 in 3 to flip, which means if you've played Delver on 1, you're likely not going to flip it until turn 3 or 4 with 20 hits. Like, you really want to get that as close to 30 as possible, so you're a coin flip to get Delver flipped every single turn. Yeah, I mean, you could play the Mythic lands, but, like, I'm not playing that many basics, and, like, that set was a good example of, like, so I think there's probably a Darcy Delver deck in Historic, but this ain't it, folks. Like, your Darcy Delver deck is not playing Chandra, and is not playing Shark Typhoon, and is not playing Brazen Borrower. So, like, I want to work on Darcy Delver decks, but this is a completely different shell than that, even though it's a Darcy deck and is blue and red. A Darcy Delver deck wants to be lower to the ground and not be this grindy aspect, I don't think, with all these cards that don't flip Delver. So don't just shoehorn Delver into this deck. Borrower does not flip Delver. This is a creature everywhere except when you're casting it as Petty Theft on the stack. My gut says if I wanted to work on a Darcy Delver deck, I would play Delver of Secrets, Darcy, Sprite Dragon, and then lands and spells. That would be it. 12 creatures, lands, and spells. I'll begin working on my collected company Delver deck soon. God bless Twitch chat.